Hello and welcome to the News Minute. Pavakadagal is the second Tamil anthology that will release this year, and this one will premiere on Netflix India on the 18th of this month. We have with us a very incredible team that has worked on the first episode of this anthology. It's titled Thangam and has been directed by director Sudha Kongara. It stars Kalidas Jayaram, Shantanu Bhagiraj, and actor Bhavani in lead roles, and is set during the 80s in rural Coimbatore. That's all we'll tell you for now, because we've got the film's team here with us to share more about it. Thank you all very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anjana.
Thank you.
So first, I'd like to begin with director Sudha. So I should actually confess, I enjoyed all of your recent works, this one included. Thank you very much for doing all that you're doing. All right. And can you tell us about the story itself? You know, it discusses two very sensitive and very important issues. And it looks like you've struck balance in it while telling it. Is it based on a real story, or can you tell us if something inspired you to write it?
No, I hadn't written it. It's written by Shan Karpusamy, who is the writer. It is a short story. It's a published short story, and I had read it and I fell in love with it, and I decided to make it into a film. And I think what I loved about it was the character of Sattar, and this particular character was somebody that Shan knew very well. So in that village near Erode in the 80s, while Shan was studying in Coimbatore, and every time he would come back in the holidays and his father's provision store, and he used to sit there, he would see this transgender Sattar come up to him. I don't even think the name is Sattar, but he would come to him, and he was very fond of Shan. And he would talk to him and he would try to strike a conversation with him. And Shan would be fine with him and talk to him and everything when there was nobody else around. But when there were people around, Shan would shy away from this person. He says this story is his guilt. It's that guilt that he's felt all through these years, even after 40 years. I think he wrote the story a year back. And he says he's carried that guilt with him. And this particular story was to say how he felt.
And you're also the only woman voice in this anthology. Can you tell us, how different your perspective will be from the others? Do you believe it gives you a different perspective?
I think, so I do not see this as my perspective being different from the other three perspectives. Actually, if you've seen all the four films, you see each perspective is different from the other perspective. So all four films are different from each other. And that's what was really astounding for me, because on the topic given to us, the theme given to us was honor killing. And each one of us took a different dimension of it, So I think it's, I just chose what worked for me, and what worked for the others, they just chose it. But I think it's all very different perspectives. Me being a woman had nothing to do with it, I think.
Alright. And this one is set in the 80s. I can see a lot of detailing has gone into it as well. Can you tell us a little about what went into it in recreating the period of?
Oh yeah, so we first off we chose a village near Parani, and which was relatively untouched by time, and was pretty much like how the villages were of the 50s and 60s and 70s. And then we went about, there were a lot of modern houses. We went about covering them with the palm leaves, and then repainting them, putting tiles like the Mangalorean old age tiles. Like my art director actually went and collected those tiles, which were like rejected or thrown away, and people have done new roofing. He went and collected the old roofings, all the old parts, the old tiles, and he started laying them. Then he was painting them, aging them, and even in the provision store, if you see the detailing that he's gone into is amazing. The products, all the products, what you got in the 80s are very, very differently packaged compared to today, So, and even if you see the streets have those paintings of advertisements were painted on the walls back then. So I think it's all credit to him. He's done a magnificent job, even in the props, the lipstick. The lipstick becomes a character in the film. It was with the little rose flowers in it, He spent a lot of time collecting those props or making them even. So I think we went back to the 80s. The costumes then, it was Purnima just came in and she was referencing that time. I think rather than looking
Right.
at films of that era, I think she was looking at old family pictures of all the people who, like her own aunts, uncles, mine, everybody's, whoever that she could access, And she comes from Erode. I mean, her in-laws are from Erode. So I think she did a lot of homework for that Kongu belt, how they would dress up, how the Muslim girls would dress up at that point of time, how those families would be. So there's a lot of research in every department to create a world that is very far away, 45 years separated from us.
Interesting. I have one more question before I move on to the others. So you said this one's based on a story that's already written. So when you're recreating or translating a piece of work, for into film or anything else, when you also did that with Surya Potra. So what are the challenges, main challenges when it comes to translating a written work into a cinema?
So the challenge would be like it is not written for screen. So when you're trying to write a screenplay out of a story, then the writer in you kind of comes to the forefront. And when you're doing the dialogues, so generally I do a lot of dialogues in my film as well because I have a particular voice, I have a particular way of saying the emotions. So I bring that in. But challenging wise, see, Surya Potra was very challenging because it was a huge story spanning over several decades, and and the beauty of that was I didn't really adapt the book. The book was just my reference point. I made the film out of the conversations I had with Captain, his wife, and with all his friends, and really involved with Ed. In this, I think he gave me a full world. I just took that world, I took everything that I liked about the world and just wrote out a screenplay. Story is a little different from the screenplay if you go back and read the story. It is different. It had a more open end and stuff like that. This I made it more decisive. It was my choice. So that's about it. But there are no challenges as such because especially because the writer is with you when you're walking the path of the screenplay.
Shantanu, my next question is for you. Can you tell us how it was for you personally, this role, and how do you think it has changed you as an actor?
Basically, working in Thangam, playing Saravanan, I think it's brought out the better actor in me, is what I would like to say, because it is made me understand as to how an actor should probably prepare for a role, whatever it may be. Let it be as intense as what Saravanan is. Let it even be a rom-com or a jolly-go-lucky boy, a commercial role, whatever it may be. An actor has to prepare in advance. It makes things a lot more easier for you to work on spot. And understanding the character, it helps you bring out all the emotions. It helps you show variations in all those transformations required, where and when required, and how much variations you need to show. There are a lot of things, a lot of these factors which actually end up in saying if you're a good actor or not. So I think I learned all those things in Thangam. And playing Saravanan, it was quite a task for me while preparing, not while shooting for it. Before shooting for it, it was quite a task because obviously, when you have a transgender playing, when you have an actor playing a transgender playing a role over there, obviously everyone's eyes are going to be on that transgender. But at the end of the day, when you take it as a complete script, you have to, all the other characters around this prominent role has to do justice to their role. Only then, the entire film is going to work for you. So the only thing that was important for me was how much justice I'm going to do to this Saravanan role, because that is going to be a major factor in making Thangam work as a film for you as an audience. So that is what I was really looking at, and I wanted this to be the best film of my career, and I wanted this film to be the best performance out of all the roles I've done all this while. So I hope I've done justice, and I hope the film works for you as well.
Director Sudha, did you think of casting a trans person for this role? Because I read that Khali was supposed to play Shantanu's role, and then things changed. So there's also this question of representation and showing a trans person play the role instead of having an actor play a trans person. So did you think of that before casting?
I did. I did. I think that would have been the most ideal thing for this film if I had cast a trans person. And I did look out. I did try. But then I had certain things in my head which I had conceived for this role. And I kept asking Shan, how was this person? How did he look? Tell me, because he's not in touch with that person. The person has disappeared. He doesn't know where that person is. But he had very specific characteristics, and they just kind of stuck in my head. And as I was looking around, and we sent out word and we started searching for trans people, but I didn't have too much time because I was finishing Surrey Potra at that time. So I had only about a couple of months or 3 months or something. And we did do a deep search for that, but we didn't really find the right actor perhaps for this role. And then I said, okay, fine. So let me get an actor and teach him to be a trans person. And that too, I did go to some experienced actors and actors that I've admired hugely for their performances. But what had happened was this film required for a person to not have a mustache and a beard for some time. And that actor was in continuity for another film. And my dates were not matching. Like I said, I was between Surrey Potra and this film. So I had to go back to Kali, who was the only actor till then who I had approached, who showed interest and passion to do Sattar. The others were running away from the character of Sattar. They didn't want to play that part. And here was a guy who was begging me to cast him as the trans person. He said, please give me the chance, I want to do it. And by the time, after 2 months of me searching for a suitable person to play that role, I go back to him. He's already watched several documentaries. He was in America for method acting, and he was making his coach teach him how to play a trans person, to get under the skin of a trans person. So he had already started work. I think it was the universe conspiring, and I just didn't get another actor. I had to take Kalidas. That's what happened.
Right.
She got stuck with me.
So Kali, I should say your portrayal did move me, and it was quite interesting. So can you tell us a little about how it has, changed you as an actor?
I don't know how it has changed me as an actor, but I can confidently tell you this will be my first film. Like in a very actor oriented way, I would say this is my first film because I genuinely wholeheartedly enjoyed playing Sattar on screen because I was representing a certain community on screen because it's not a small thing because I really look up to them in a lot of ways because the things that they face in life, sometimes I feel like we are too blessed. We are blessed in so many different ways. Like we have such great lives. Transgenders, they're forced to leave their homes at a very young age. Homes that we consider our safe place is not really a safe place for them. So it was an absolute privilege and an honor to be playing Sattar. But at first, I was supposed to play Saravanan, as you said, and I was equally thrilled to play that too, because I really love the story in general because it's a tale of friendship, and at the end of the day, I felt that I had to be part of that story. So I was happy to be a part of the story. That's it. No matter.
I genuinely believe that all of us were meant to be part of this because, like Kali said, like Ma'am said, that she had to go back to Kali to play Sattar. Apparently, someone else is supposed to play.
Even for Saravanan's character, there were few other actors who were supposed to play that, and I attended workshops along with them. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been able to play Sattar the way maybe you saw it on screen if it was not for Shantanu. For sure, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he was very uncomfortable with the other actors who were playing that part. He was very uncomfortable. He just couldn't. He couldn't love the person. He couldn't feel that emotion towards that person.
And also the other people
very
also
difficult.
felt uncomfortable. Being around such a character. So he gave me the love, and I gave it back to him.
So yeah, I think we
Nice.
were all just meant to work in it together, and I'm really glad that happened.
And also, I knew Bhavani from before, so she's already a good friend of mine. And better, she is playing my sister in the movie, and she reminds me so much of my real sister in life. So it just clicked like that. So I didn't have to put in any effort for that.
Tell us, Bhavani, how was it for you being a part of this team?
It was amazing for me. Like all of them were like, they were already into the character by the time we had gone for shooting, and there were there were instances where like I'll be in the car and ready for the shot, and Sudha ma'am will be giving me like instructions, and then I can see her tear up. I'll be like, what happened? Because she'd be overwhelmed by the whole scene at that moment. She would have already started tearing, and then I got scared. I asked her like, "Is anything wrong?" She's like, "No. It's just that the scene hit me so hard." So it was so amazing to work with people who are so passionate about what they are doing.
It's true and it's seen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This was a great chat, and I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Thank you
Anjana.
so
We
much.
need it. Thank you.
All of you take care. Bye.